my granddad died and I was helping clear out his things, I came across an old box that must have belonged to his dad. I spent ages looking through Great Gramps' keepsakes, and then I noticed a dog-eared notebook. It was a journal of his time during the Great War, written from the trenches somewhere around Ypres in Belgium. I started reading it and couldn't put it down. It was like finding the TARDIS. Suddenly I was thrown back to 1914, and I was by the side of an excited young man eager to go off to war, then beside a disillusioned Tommy facing death and squalor. I decided I wanted to go there to see where this had all happened. I packed my video camera and Gramps' journal and set off across the channel to Ypres, or Wipers as the Tommies used to call it. As I drove, I thought of how the young Edward Walker had said his goodbyes and left home to go and make this same journey to fight for his country.
Wednesday, 21st of October 1914. We're on our way. Being in the reserves, me and Frank got our papers through really quick, and now we're on the train heading to France. I went to see Enid early to say goodbye before Frank turned up. Neither of us mentioned the war. We talked about the weather. Enid was sad, but she tried very hard to be brave. She still cried a bit when I left her though. I just couldn't wait to be on the train and get going. We're going to be out there at the beginning. We'll soon knock the stuffing out of the Bosch and be back for Christmas.
According to Gramps' journal, Ted and Frank had been among the first to volunteer for what they thought would be a great adventure, but maybe they wouldn't have been so eager if they'd known that by the end of this war there'd be nearly 2 million casualties from the Flanders area alone.
Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, 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 while you bellow separate to light your fag. Smile, boys, that's the style. What's the use of worrying? It never was worthwhile. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Private Cook went marching into Flanders with his smile, his sunny smile.
As I entered Ypres on a sunny summer's evening, I thought how different it must have been for Ted and Frank when they first arrived.
Thursday the 29th of October. Arrived in Wipers last week. Frank posted a mile to the west. We're in a barn. God, it stinks. And it's 3 inches deep in water.
I arrived at my hotel just before 7, which was good as I desperately wanted to see the remembrance ceremony at the Menin Gate. It's carried out every single evening at 8 o'clock to remember the thousands who died in and around Ypres who have no known graves. After a bad night's sleep, I woke early and left the hotel to set off to visit the other memorials in the area. The Menin Gate wasn't large enough to contain the names of all those killed. There were so many of them. So 4 cemeteries were built close by to contain the names and bodies of thousands more of the soldiers.
Monday, 2nd of November. Heavy losses last night. Smith and Lofty Wilson wounded. It's mud and slosh everywhere. Williams shot by a sniper. Captain Leakes and Curtis both killed. McRae and Collins wounded.
Harold Victor Hughes, age 45.
Tuesday, 10th of November. No sleep. We're half dead and filthy. Keep thinking of Enid. Wish I was home. Had to dig and dig to improve the new trench. Raining up to ankles in mud. Being shelled all night, but our platoon held fast. Took a trench and jumped into it, and there were dead lying 3 deep in it. Dusty Miller killed by rifle fire, then Morton. Lieutenant Bennett was laughing and bellowing, striding about. Then a sniper bullet hit him straight between the eyes.
I can't believe the number of names I've read this morning. Panel upon panel, row upon row of names. Not any old names. They are husbands, brothers, sons. Take this one, Private John Condon, who has gone down in history as the youngest to enlist and die, aged just 14. So eager was he to fight for his country that he lied about his age. And what about Private T. Carthy, aged 47, who lies beside him, both of them from the Irish regiment, and both killed on the same day? Was Carthy looking out for Condon? And was he killed trying?
Friday the 13th of November. I jumped into a Bosch trench last night and fell right down onto a stiff's face. He was about the same age as me, his lifeless eyes staring just 6 inches from mine. I closed his eyes. Bosch or not, his mum wouldn't have liked him looking like that. Monday the 16th of November. There are bodies everywhere, theirs and ours. We took a Bosch trench and couldn't get in it for the dead and dying there. One of them grabbed me, screaming. Captain Wyatt ordered me to move on.
My last visit was to Sanctuary Wood to see a preserved trench. Seeing the cemeteries had been upsetting enough, but Sanctuary Wood choked me. There was tacky stuff all around, but then I noticed the photographs. Gramps described these sites in his journal.
I'll never forget Ypres. It was a land of nothing. No buildings, no birds, no fields, no grass, no trees. As far as the eye could see, it was black desolation and mud. Anyone who got lost could fall off the duckboard and be swallowed up in the cesspool of mud, and that'd be their lot.
When I went outside, the first thing I noticed was all the bushes and greenery. The trees are back. Gramps should be here to see this. Then there were the trenches. Walking round them and in them, I could feel the presence of those brave men all around me.
Thursday the 19th of November. Impossible to sleep. It's freezing. The snow and the wind are like bullets hitting us in the face. Heaviest snowstorm yet. It'll be hell in the morning. Rock hard mud is a bugger. Sunday the 22nd of November. Heard from Enid that Frank bought it last week. Funny. Had to laugh. We're only a mile apart, yet I hear about it from home. Frank would have laughed had he not been dead. Monday the 30th of November. Heavy shelling throughout the night. Back for rest at 0400 hours, tired and stinking. After a couple of hours started to dig another trench. We've been told we won't be home for Christmas. Wednesday the 3rd of February 1915. Hostilities have been suspended for weeks because of the weather, but a bastard sniper got me in the shoulder. It's not healing and it hurts like hell. so they're shipping me back to Blighty. I wonder how much Frank hurt when he was killed. Maybe he didn't feel anything. Maybe it was quick.
Looking at the trenches, and from Gramps' description, I could almost see the soldiers trudging through the relentless rain and mud, getting into position, then standing like coiled springs in silence, waiting for the next whistle. When Gramps was injured and sent back to hospital in England, he was there for 2 months. When he was discharged, he managed to visit Enid briefly, but he couldn't have been the same happy young man who'd first gone to war. From his journal, the young Ted had described things no man should ever have to see. As he left to go back to the front, he must have been thinking of the last time he had made this journey. Frank had been beside him, telling Kitchener it would be okay now, 'cause he was going to sort it all out. As he waited for his train, Ted must have thought how different it was from the last time. They'd left Enid's together then, Frank laughing and joking. They'd waited impatiently for the train to arrive, Frank getting on his nerves with his constant chatter. This time, he'd left Enid's on his own, and Frank was not beside him now, just an empty space on the station bench. And now he must go back, but this time he knew what he was going into.
My first time over the top. I never slept the night before, spewing every time I thought of it. We waited for the whistle to advance. Then we clambered over the top and charged into the mist, roaring like animals going in for the kill, feeling naked, alone, as we looked death in the face. I can't hear a whistle now without shivers running through my whole body. Time heals, they say. But who are they? They are those who have no hurt, no pain to live with day on day. Time doesn't heal, there is no scar, no mending, no healing over, but a scab to catch and open up, still bleeding, still tender.
We will remember them.